If you're planning on going to either med school or grad school, can you raise your hands? Are you concerned about your job opportunities after that? Is your UofT degree enough? Do you think that this is preparing you for a career after you're undergraduate?
I'm at the University of Toronto because, obviously, it offers good education.
My parents wanted me to come here.
I'm from Toronto, so it was the most, economical.
I want to get a job.
Because they offer the program that I wanted to get into.
There's something about the name that's reputable.
It was either that or York, and I don't want to go to York.
As far as I know, you could go to medical school, dentist school, nursing, pharmacy, or you can also probably change majors and go to something other than life sciences. Yeah.
I came into university with kind of a set plan. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go to medical school, this, that, and then I came here and I was like, that's not happening. So I'm kind of at that point where I'm trying to figure out what do I want to do after this.
I think it'll be much more easier for me. I personally decide not to go into grad school. I'm not going to professional school either, so I'm just gonna find works.
At the moment, I'm not 100% sure of what field I want to go into. So I guess that's a challenge that I'm going to have to figure out before I graduate.
It seems like the majority of kids who get into life science at UofT all want to go into medical school, and then a year later they're lost because their grades aren't up to par, and they're just like, what the hell am I doing here now?
I'm looking for a career in law. So, with a life science degree that actually brings a new perspective to law, because we have something called health law, and the program that I'm doing is healthcare ethics.
I just want a nice job, go home, get a nice family, get married, settle down in life.
I'm in my final year and I'm still not sure what I want to do.
The sheer amount of options and opportunities makes it a challenge as well, because you don't know where to start.
What are some challenges?
Oh my God, there are so many.
Time management is probably the biggest, and trying to figure out how much time to allocate to each subject.
Having to balance your life and your studies, commuting back and forth.
How expensive everything is. Yeah, things are expensive.
You know what's due and then you prepare for it. I don't think anything is a challenge.
Well, to me, everything seems to be a challenge.
Whether it's just your marks or competing for a research position somewhere or just trying to get into med school, there's a million of us and you have to compete with everyone here.
The sheer amount of students that there are, it's a bit hard to meet, great friends, especially in life sciences.
In high school you always expect it to be one way. And then you come here and then you start studying, you start learning, you can't quite figure out how it's going. So I think that was my biggest hurdle.
If you're coming in first year, I think UofT really needs more seminars for students, as it's really confusing when you're new.
In terms of student clubs, in terms of the services that Student Life and Career Center offers, as well as libraries, there are a lot of resources there. Promotion about them would be useful, especially in their first year.
I know first year students don't really know much. That's why professors don't really like to, let's say, hire them or even have them as volunteers. But it would be nice to have more opportunities like that.
Smaller classes, because larger classes you can't really get to know everybody, and in a smaller class size you can develop friendships and stuff.
A prof might teach a course and then might explain after, if you guys want to go further into this kind of study, here are the career paths, here are some things you can do, because there might be something some student really but then the prof doesn't offer them opportunities to maybe further their studies in that, or maybe find a career in that.
It's really easy to fall behind, when you have so much things just coming one after another. It's even once a week or once every 2 weeks that has a day off where you can catch up would really help transition into, especially for first years, help transition into the uni life.
I definitely asked them, what are my options? Can you outline as many options as you possibly can?
How do they do it, and how do they manage to get through all 4 years?
how would you study, just life tips, I guess.
What is the industry?
What is a PI?
How do I become a PI?
How do you balance your life and career?
How do you achieve your dream jobs?
What accomplishment are you most proud of from your undergrad?
What price would you put on an undergrad degree?
What would you have done differently during your undergrad?
Help us understand like what we can do with your degree of life sciences. What other choices do we have?